Cat behavior can be confusing, but the explanation is usually simpler than you think. Have you ever caught your cat staring intensely at a blank wall or into a dark hallway only to let out a strange meow? It's unsettling, but usually there's a biological or environmental reason for it. Today, we're going to break down what your cat is actually seeing when it's a medical emergency and how to tell the difference. Alright, let's start with the real-world physics of being a cat. They live in a world of sights and sounds that we simply can't access. Cats can see into the ultraviolet spectrum, which means things like dust motes or tiny fibers that are invisible to us look like glowing, floating objects to them. When your cat is staring at a blank wall, they might be tracking a speck of dust caught in a sunbeam. It isn't a ghost, it's just their high-definition vision at work. If they meow, they might be frustrated that they can't catch the floating prey. Your cat's ears are like satellite dishes that pick up high-frequency sounds from electronics or pests behind the walls. A humming refrigerator or a mouse scurrying in the attic can trigger an intense stare and a vocalization. Before you assume it's behavioral, check if there's an appliance or a pipe making a faint whistling sound. They aren't staring at nothing, they're pinpointing a noise source. Sometimes a cat stares with their mouth slightly open after meowing. This is the Flerman response. They're using an extra scent organ in the roof of their mouth to analyze a complex smell in the air. If a new scent drifted in through a window, they might freeze and stare while they process the data. It looks like a trance, but it's actually an advanced chemical analysis. While most staring is normal, there are specific patterns that indicate a health issue. Knowing these can save you from a late-night emergency visit. If your cat stares at their own tail, meows loudly, and then suddenly bolts away with their skin rippling, they may have feline hyperesthesia. This is a condition where the skin and nerves become hypersensitive to touch or even air movement. It can be distressing for the cat and often requires a vet's diagnosis to manage. Watch for skin rolling or frantic grooming on the back. In senior cats, staring at corners or blank walls can be a sign of feline cognitive dysfunction, similar to dementia in humans. This is often accompanied by night vocalization, where the cat meows loudly because they feel lost or confused in the dark. If your older cat seems stuck in a corner, it's time for a geriatric checkup. Early intervention with diet and supplements can help slow the progression. High blood pressure in cats can lead to retinal detachment or blurred vision, causing them to stare blankly as they struggle to see. If your cat's pupils are dilated even in bright light, this is a major red flag that requires immediate veterinary attention. Sudden meowing while staring can be a sign of the anxiety that comes with losing their sight. Don't wait on this one, as it can be painful and lead to permanent blindness. Sometimes the reason isn't biological. It's about the environment you've built for them or how they're trying to communicate with you. Indoor cats often lack the stimulation they would get in the wild, leading to displacement behaviors. A cat might stare at a wall and meow simply because they're bored and trying to get your attention. If you respond every time they do it, you're accidentally training them to keep doing it. Try introducing more interactive play sessions to see if the behavior decreases. If your cat is consistently staring at one specific spot on a wall or floor and meowing, you might have a pest problem. They can hear the scratching of mice or the buzzing of insects inside the drywall that you can't detect. Before calling a behaviorist, you might want to check for signs of rodents or termites. Your cat is often the first pest inspectors in the home. Cats are highly sensitive to unnatural light movements like reflections from a watch, a phone, or a passing car. These flashes can trigger their hunting instinct, causing them to stare at the spot where the light disappeared. If they meow, it's often a chirps or chatter of excitement. Avoid using laser pointers as a primary toy, as the lack of a physical catch can lead to obsessive staring behaviors. Deciding whether to go to the vet or wait it out can be stressful. Here's a framework to help you make that call. Before you spend money on a vet visit, try to capture the behavior on video. Cats often stop their weird behaviors the moment they enter a clinic due to stress. A clear video of the staring and meowing allows the vet to see the frequency and intensity of the episode. This can help differentiate between a simple quirk and a neurological issue. Check for secondary symptoms like changes in appetite, litter box habits, or grooming. If the staring and meowing are isolated, it's likely sensory or behavioral. However, if they're also losing weight or acting lethargic, it's a medical issue. A basic physical exam at the vet usually costs between $50 and $100 and is worth the peace of mind. If the vet clears your cat of medical issues, the next step is boosting their environment. Add cat TVVs, like a bird feeder outside a window or vertical climbing spaces. Often, staring at nothing is solved by giving them something real to look at. This is a low-cost way to reduce anxiety-based meowing and improve their quality of life. That's the practical version of what matters most. The big idea is to understand that your cat's nothing is usually something to them, but you must remain vigilant for medical red flags like skin rippling or pupil dilation. Start by observing the environment, record a video for your vet, and provide plenty of stimulation to keep their minds busy. If this helped you understand your cat's quirky behavior, like and subscribe for more practical guides that help you care for your cat with more confidence. Visit Everything About Cat for more tips on feline health and behavior. If this helped, like the video and comment with the cat topic you want next.